watercolour and waterproof pen. That's water soluble pen and just pure watercolour with a bit of salt. So I think that's the one I will go for. So I'll treat it the same way. I'll go in with my cadmium orange first. We do it in sort of sections.
You do it sort of in yellow as well?
Well, this is a sort of orangey yellow, so I'll put that on first. It helps to show the shape of the lobster. So, put that one on first, and I've got this bit of cadmium red. Darker. Just let that dry a little bit, and then I'll continue in the sections here, leaving a bit of a gap between them so they don't all run in together. It helps to show the form of the lobster. Just dropping the colour in while it's all wet, blend and give me these different shades. And I can lift off the highlights. And just going to put a little bit of salt. Need anything else? You alright? It's nice to be able to use these really bright colours because we don't tend to use such bright ones, do we? why you keep getting messages.
Yeah.
I can hear the phone's going ping. You see, I'm just leaving little spaces between some of these joints. It just helps to show the sections, and it stops all the colours flooding in together. I'll go back and join those up, add a little bit of shadow, but rather than doing the whole of the thing and then it just being this orange blob. And we can lift out the highlights as well. So I've got about number 6 or 8 brush, depending on really the size that you've painted it. The lobster might take a bit longer than the crab because there's bits that we need to let dry before we can move on.
Yeah.
So we might have to finish this off next week. So which one is your preference?
My preference, that one.
Right, what have you done that one with?
Well, I've done some with yellow, and then with that colour, and then a little bit with red.
Right, so you've tried 3 different mixes of watercolour. So you're going to go for
Yeah.
watercolour. Okay, so which one? You said the third one you preferred.
Yeah, this one.
So what colours have you used in that one?
Red, and like orangey yellow.
Yeah, yeah. So that's come out. You're happy with that one. So
Yeah,
you're going to start to paint the lobster
yeah,
in that, using that. So you're putting your orangey yellow down first,
yeah,
and then put your red in. So when you paint it, Katie, keep, rather than painting the whole of it, just put your yellow, your orangey yellow down in a section, and then put your red in.
okay,
so that we leave those little gaps, otherwise the colour will all run in together, and it helps to show the shape before we do too much.
So put the yellow down first and then
So put the yellow, take a section, say take that body bit there, so you can put your yellowy orange down, and while it's all wet, drop your red in. So like I'm doing on the legs here now, it's a bit tricky to quite see what happens with the legs, but I've got this orangey colour down first. Then I'll go with the darker
shall I
red.
not wet it?
No, no. The brush should be enough to coat with the it's not a huge area, is it? So again, I put this orangey colour down first, and leaving a gap where the joints are. Then go in with the red. Difficult to see what's happening with all the legs, isn't it? All sort of like bunched up together there. Go for a smaller brush to do around the mouth and the tentacles. I'm going to go from a mid-red rather than the orange. So it's quite tricky to see. You are popular, Katie. So it's tricky to see what's going on in the face area.
Yeah.
So,
There's some salt.
have you got some salt? Yeah. So. Sometimes if it's really fine, that's when we can use a pencil crayon with it. If you've not got a very steady hand. At these tentacles, putting the highlights and the lowlights on it. Take my dark blue, my sort of indigo or Prussian blue, and some little dark bits in here. It's still quite wet, so I don't want to do too much because I don't want it to bleed everywhere. Time for the salt to dry. It'll dry, yeah. much finer one with a good point to get into these little dark areas. Just going to put this. So I'm using blue. So the complementary of orange is blue. So the complementary colour is always opposite on the colour wheel. So you've got your three primaries, you've got your red, your yellow, your blue. So the complementary of blue is the other two primaries mixed. So we've got red and yellow mixed gives us orange. So blue is complementary to orange, orange is complementary to blue. So what would the complementary colour to yellow be?
To what? Yellow?
Yeah, so you've got the other two primaries.
Purple?
Yeah, so you've got your red and blue mixed, those give you purple.
Purple, yeah.
So complementary to red, got red, yellow and blue mixed green. So when you're doing your shadows, if you put a bit of that colour into it, then it'll always look a little bit more interesting than just using a grey. little highlights, what we want to do is to lift the colour out. So wash your brush, dry it a bit, and then where we've got these highlights we want to try and lift out. Just scrub with the paintbrush. Might use a bigger paintbrush.
Yeah.
So wash it, dry it on a bit of paper, and we can take these little highlights out. Could also use a little bit of gouache or white pen or white acrylic. It's quite a broken highlight. Dabbing here with a clean brush to try and get that sort of mottled effect as well. Keep washing your brush as we're trying to lift out. When you just want a little bit of darkness and it's difficult to get the paint in there, a water soluble pencil crayon either used just dry into there, or you can always add a little bit of water, but sometimes just a little bit of dryness in there to add those little bits around there is easier to do. Within the time, but I don't think I'm quite going to get it all done. It's a little bit more complicated than the crown. with a bit of pastel or a gouache